Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of Evolve with Angela Mind, Body, and Soul. I personally welcome you. I am Angela, your host. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are a returning guest, thank you so much and welcome back. I'm so honored that you have taken out your Tuesday to spend the next hour with me. I'm sorry, it is Wednesday, to spend the next hour with me. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you so much for taking out your um, day to be on this podcast. I know that you could have been on any podcast and you could have been doing anything at this particular moment. And I'm grateful that you decided to be with me. I'm going to ask that each of you would go ahead and invite and share this broadcast with your family, your friends, your loved ones, those that you care about, and let them know that Angela is live once again on Wednesday, the 12th of May at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And they do not want to miss the broadcast on tonight. We will have with us tonight none other than Harold Timberlake, and we will be discussing chakras, vibrations, and Reiki. I'm so excited that you decided to tune in. I know you're not here by accident. You didn't just so happen to just come in on this broadcast. I believe Source led you here. And I'm grateful that he did. I'm grateful that you took your time out to be with me. If you are not already following us on the social media outlets, I'm going to invite you to do that at this time. You can find me at angelawhiteirvin.com. That is on Facebook. On Instagram, you can find me at I am Angela Yvonne. Thank you so much for following me. And while you're there, go ahead and give me a shout out. Give me a shout out while you're there so that I know that that is you. You heard the opportunity to connect with me via this pod being broadcast. So give me a shout out. Put in the comment section. I am evolving with Angela Yvonne. That's right. I am evolving with Angela Yvonne. Every week we have high conscious conversations. That means conversations that will cause your mind and your subconscious mind and your conscious mind to go to a broader or to expand wider or to increase and to transform, to evolve even greater than where it originally was before you joined this broadcast. High conscious conversations mean conversations that are at a high level vibration. I know and understand that when you have conversations that keep you at a low level vibration, it doesn't cause you to grow, transform, nor evolve. And we want to do just that. That is my goal here every Wednesday is to help you evolve. My goal for this broadcast is to help you evolve in life and to do some things in this world that you have always imagined yourself at doing. And so, again, I'm so excited to have you here, so excited to have my guest. I'm going to read a little bit about his bio, about who he is. Most of you may be familiar with him, but for those that have never heard of Harold Timberlake, I'm going to share with you some different things that I find to be very interesting about him. Harold is a father of four and a former pastor of over 25 years. If you notice, you can see somewhat of a similarity from some of my other guests that I had on my show. Most of us share similar stories of being in ministry or being pastors for a number of years. And likewise, here we are again. We have Harold who share the same story. He is a native of Flint, Michigan, but currently resides in Silver Spring, Maryland. Harold is passionate about awakening the inner consciousness of others. He is best known for teaching, advising, and hosting. He believes the most impactful transformation in healing happens during casual conversations that allow individuals to connect with themselves from within. Harold has come into the knowing of healing without touch and knowing the lifetimes. Harold bravely addresses controversial topics that fellow leaders choose not to confront and is committed to assisting others through extremely difficult situations. With a heart to help people, his intent is that others become more conscious of who they are created to be. He changes their mindset so they can overcome difficult barriers in their lives. Harold is an owner of Divine Self Discovery, where transformational mindset coaching techniques are used to help individuals get an understanding so they can understand themselves better. Using a casual conversational approach, the goal is to help others reclaim themselves by identifying their history, generational trends, soul ties, and strongholds. Once this is complete, they can build healthy relationships with love, trust, and knowing the source of it all. Isn't that absolutely fantastic? That is an outstanding bio. And I know that Harold is with us and he's waiting in the background. So I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to go ahead again to invite and share the broadcast with someone. And while you're at it, if you're just now tuning in for the very, very first time, hello and welcome to Evolve with Angela. I am Angela Yvonne Irvin. I am your host for this evening, as well as every Wednesday. I am your host of Evolve with Angela, Mind, Body, and Soul. And so I'm honored to have you here. And so, what we're going to ask you to do in the comment section every week, I ask those that are listening to go ahead and put in the comment section how you are doing. How was your day? I want to engage with you. I'm a very relational person, and I like to engage with those that are tuning in. Tell me where you are tuning in from. Put in the comment section where you are from, and just let me know. Say, hey, I did X, Y, and Z today, or I went for a hike today. You know, those of you that have been following me on social media outlets, you know that I've been on this hiking journey. And I tell you, last month I had a total of 174,000 steps. Did you just hear what I just said? I think I deserve some type of accolade, some claps. I have to clap for my own self. I did 174,000 steps. And that was within 2 weeks, guys. And I walked 60 miles within 2 weeks. And so I've been putting in that work, doing what I have to do now so I can do what I want to do later. I've been exercising, getting my body to cooperate with me. We have to discipline not just our mind, but we have to discipline our body and tell our body, because the body does not want to walk up a mountain or hike a trail. The body wants to sit home on the couch or to continue to just, lollygag. But I had to tell this body, look, you're going to get up and we're going to go do this hike because it's necessary for your health. All right. So again, I thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to have my guest, Harold, to come in on the line with me. Harold, are you with me?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. Can you hear? I want to make sure you hear me really, really well because this tonight is going to be a very, very special night for you and your listeners, and it's going to be a blessing. So I'm excited.
I can hear you very well.
All right.
I'm sure that everyone else can hear you very well too. I sincerely thank you for being here and thank you for, in advance, all that you're going to share with us on tonight.
Hmm.
We are ready to receive, we're ready to take down notes and to engage with you in this conversation that we're going to have today.
Hmm.
And so I just first want to just acknowledge you and ask you how you are doing today.
Well, today was a very special day. Today is a very special day. I believe the moon is in Taurus. So
Yes.
yeah, so something, something special is happening. It's unlocking, unveiling. The veil is coming off, And I want to just say this before I go any further. You've hit the tone, the frequency. Boom, they got it. They're getting it, and they're listening, and they're coming, and they're bringing their families. Okay, because
Absolutely.
yeah, because they can hear you because you're telling the truth, and they're seeing that it's consistent. So I just had to tell you that before I get ready to go into what I'm getting ready to say, because you're telling the truth, and they can hear it, and they're changing because you can align
Mhm.
with them. And I want to give you your flowers, and just like you
Well,
said, you
thank
had to
you so
clap for
much.
yourself. I'm clapping for you. Okay, so let me be
Thank
quiet and
you.
let me just go on to whatever we're getting ready to do, because this is getting ready to be very, very special. And I want to tell you also something else. Everything
Yes,
goes up from here. Heaven opens for you today, tonight. Boom, just like that. All right, let's go.
that resonates. And thank you for sharing that. I
Hmm.
really appreciate it. And I'm excited about everything opening up for me. And
Hmm.
I've been putting in that work. I've been putting in that
Oh yeah.
mental energy, the manifestation, the
Hmm.
affirmations, everything that goes along with manifesting
Right.
and opening up those things for me, those portals for me. So I've been doing that work. Thank you
Yeah.
for confirming that and for just sharing it on the air with everyone else to hear. I appreciate that very much.
Yep. So they heard it, and now they're going to see it, and it's going to be that's the double manifestation. It's got to be the revelation, then the manifestation, and it kind of circles and it turns and it hits each other, and it's a
Yes.
circle and it connects. And so yes, so they will see it. They heard it. They just heard it from you, but and I confirmed it. So it's witness and testimony. But now they're going to see it, and they want to
Yes.
definitely be connected. So please stay connected. I'm sorry. Let me be quiet.
Oh no, you're doing good. We're just gonna give you a little clap right there. That deserves an applause.
I'm clapping with the audience. I need it. I need it. I'm thankful. I'm thankful.
All right. You're very, very welcome. And so we're going to begin our discussion on this evening. Um, we're talking about chakras, vibration, and Reiki.
Hmm.
And I mean, we could take this conversation as broad as you would like to go, and I'm open for that because I think it's necessary that we do so. But I think it's imperative that right off the top we explain to those that are listening exactly what are chakras. You can
Okay.
explain that.
All right. Well, I do want to say this. Uh-oh. I don't know if I'm getting some feedback. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you very well.
Okay. Um, so what I want to say is picture these spiritual wheels or seals inside of you. Okay. Like seven
Mhm.
of them. Seven going up from your spinal cord all the way to the top of your head. Okay. So just kind of place them in different places of your bodies. Okay. Just as like a wheel that's turning. Okay. As the world turns, a wheel that turns inside of you. So you have one in your root, have one in your sacrum. That's your genitalia. Put one there. That's a turning. Put one in your stomach, solar
Mhm.
plexus. Okay. Put one in your heart. That's another one. Put one in your head, in the back of it, where the eye is, third eye. And then the one
Mhm.
is on the top. Okay. So that's seven. Well, these seven seals, it's really a Hindu type of thought. Um, and you can kind of look this stuff up, but I'm just going to quickly tell you this. You can, these seven seals, where they're placed inside of you. Now, if the doctor opens you up, of course, no, they're not going to see this.
Right.
They're not going to see it, but they're there, okay? Because it's the ether,
Yes.
eternal, universal, okay? So you can't see this stuff. This is beyond, okay? So, but it's inside of you, okay? But it's also outside of you too. But you can't ever know really about anything outside of you till you really know what's inside of you, okay? So you got to start at the bottom, okay? Because that's how we kind of start in life, is at the bottom. We don't really know nothing. We forget everything, okay? That's
Mhm.
the problem. We forget everything. So we forget everything that we came into this life with, okay?
Mhm.
We forgot about it. We just know our mom had us and we were start living or whatever we start to remember. Well, you kind of got to go back before that. because you came from somewhere.
Yes.
But where did you come from? Because we can't remember. Okay. So let's just start at the root chakra, because I don't want to get to, because I could go somewhere else, but I just need to start at the root to tell you how this life works, because that's all that's really important right now. So at the root chakra, we're really kind of wiped clean of what we know when we entered into the temple. Okay. The temple of the body. Okay. So picture yourself flying into the temple. Okay. So in the temple, this is where you're supposed to be taught this story about your life. Well, all of this is stored in your root chakra. But unless there be a teacher to tell you, and this is how you know the truth is coming forth, it always hits you somewhere in your soul that knows everything. It knows everything, okay? But we're blocked out. So in the root chakra, a lot of information is stored, of remembrances from other spaces, times, and places. Even not even having started this life, but it's stored in the root that holds everything. The root chakra. Remember the spiritual seals and wheels. That's all the way at the bottom of the spine, okay? So at the bottom of your spine, you can kind of go up your back. This kind of feels like, of course, it's called a vertebrae, but that symbolizes a snake. Okay? A snake. I know they demonize the snake here in this world.
All right.
Yeah. They tricked us. But it is wisdom when you come into the knowing of what I'm saying, because it's in your body and it's inside of you. Okay? So at the bottom of the snake, or the kundalini, that's the proper name for it. The kundalini, it goes up the back of your spine. You can see it in Revelations chapter 5.
Yes.
Yeah, it's right there. And go just read down those verses, and it talks about a book in the right hand. Well, this stuff is kind of in your body. This is revelation I'm giving you. So you're going to make sense of it. So at the bottom of the spine, where you hold all of this information, you've got to know that this information can't get to your higher place if the information is blocked. You can't get over certain blocks until someone helps you to see yourself, not them, but yourself. So tonight, if you're listening, you're going to see yourself in a block that starts at your root chakra. Nothing is moving, and it's not going to move. Even if you moved in life by age, you still didn't come into a knowing of something that'll take you to the next place. But the root has to be there. There has to be a release in the root, so you can know what to do with the sacred area, which is your genitalia, which causes life. They demonize anything sexual, because the womb man, or the man with the womb, was magical in the temple. We come through the gates of the womb man. We're back in the water stage because we're in Aquarius, but there's a flow that comes from the divine feminine in this season, to where they burned her. They killed her for what she knew from the inside. Well, she holds the power of the treasure between her legs.
Yeah.
The wisdom. Could be the terror. It doesn't matter. It's everything. It's the flow of life. And so that's the chakras that are blocked. You can't even begin to know this information until you get from the root and start to remember going backwards. To be able to clear going up. And I hope I'm not taking too long.
No.
Am I okay?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're doing great.
All right. So the thing is there's got to be a flow going up, because some people can't get past that chakra. They can't, even if the root will cause the genitalia, or the sacrum area. That's a chakra.
Yes.
There will be a discipline and a truthfulness within the self, and no judgment, before you can before you can properly move up to know what I'm telling you tonight. So there has to be a discipline and there has to be a truthfulness in this chakra, because this is the sacrum. This is sacred. This holds the information.
Yes.
Uh-oh. All right. I might need to go on because anyways, let me just because I don't want to go too deep. Whew.
No, you're doing great.
Listen. So the root, anyways, there's a root chakra, there's a sacrum chakra, there's solar plexus, that's your stomach area. We could stay there all night long. There's a heart chakra. There has to be, again, there couldn't be no friction in this for you to come into the knowing. You have to be pure. Or you could be what we say lower, or we say in this world darker or evil. You could choose that too. But in order to really know, you got to be pure. Jesus said it. I know. Now, some of you, I know you don't like Jesus and you don't like the Bible, but just listen, you need to read it differently, okay? So Jesus said it around Matthew 5:7 or 5:8. Blessed are the pure in heart. Well, you got to be able to see the heart in the pureness, and then maybe you will be able to see what you call God. But if that's blocked in your own self, how could you ever see someone else? Do you know yours? How do you know if yours is blocked or not? A lot of times we don't know. People are talking about cleansing these chakras, but they really don't know how it works.
Yes.
I'm talking about, yeah, it's true. And so we have these 7, and so it goes from the heart to the throat. A lot of throats on here are blocked. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of throats are blocked, and it's hard for you to talk. And that's your chakra. It's just blocking. It has to be cleared. Has to be a clearing. So you can get the information up, because again, the Kundalini rises, the snake kind of. Ever saw that little in India where the man would be playing the flute and the snake kind of rise up and stuff like that? What does that really mean? Well, that's the rising inside of your back that brings the information into the right side of the brain, which is your God nature. Okay. And that's the crossover when we're using the being side. So the chakras have to be clear to get to the crown to give the information of your knowing of what changes everything about the life given.
That's very good. I want to go back to something that you stated before. You said that a lot of people are teaching or saying about chakras being blocked, but they don't really understand the in-depthness about that. And you mentioned about the throat chakra being blocked. I used to have that problem with the throat chakra. A lot of people have had that, and some people have overcome that aspect where they couldn't get their words out, or they stuttered, they fumbled over their words. It's just things would not come out clear for them. They knew in their head what they were saying. It's like they were having this whole entire conversation. For me, I would have this whole entire conversation in my head, and so what I was saying, but it just would not come out right, or you get choked up, or you just get just really choked up. And so for those that are listening, how would someone know that their chakras are blocked? And I just want to give some different things that I have found in studying. I know that one of the ways that I think it can manifest into different outcomes when your chakra is blocked, as like there can be a depletion in your energy flow, or you can have too much energy activity in a particular chakra. And I think you mentioned this about the root chakra, or the root chakra, where there can be too much energy in that, to where when people demonize sex and they made it seem like sex was a bad thing, whereas them telling you that you have too much energy in your root chakra and you need to bring that into balance, versus calling it a demon. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. So what would be some ways that you can share with those that are listening to know that their chakra is blocked?
Okay. Well, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go very, I'm gonna make sure I'm pacing myself, but I'm gonna give a whole lot of information right here. And if at any point while I'm talking, if you need to jump in there and really ask me a question right there, please do it, because that means that you're being downloaded to pull something out of me. Because I can go different places by what you present to me. I can give the
Mm-hmm.
answer right then. So if you
Mm-hmm.
feel something, I might say something, don't please just cut in on me, because I want you to give whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So how does one know if they're blocked? Well, you can't move from that place. Okay.
Right.
That means you're stuck. Now you're not in the physical, of course, but you're stuck in your mind in that place. That's how immediately, that's the quick way to know that you're blocked.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a struggle of not knowing a thing that you don't necessarily talk about, and you may have a fear about it, you may have a judgment about it, you may have taken someone else's energy in that area about it. There's a lot of energies that we've ingested since we come out of our mother. There's a lot of
Yes.
energies. We ingested a lot of their energies or their thoughts, their judgments. We grew up with it, start judging ourselves, judge ourselves against TV, judge ourselves against friends, sisters, brothers, whoever. And we ingested all of these energies. Well, those energies cause different masses in the body. Okay, they turn into sicknesses, they turn into cancer, they cause us to want. I was listening to you talking about talking and walking, and how many steps and thousands of places that you went to and what's been happening. Well, that means that something happened, that you figured something out, and you was like, wait a minute, I can do this if I do this, and it's just on me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing is, a person can't, in their chakra area, you can't really come to that conclusion if you're blocked in a place in your chakra. Really, to be really honest with you, um, many people are not even clear when they think they're cleared in their root chakra. And I'll tell you how you always know. Well,
Mm-hmm.
there's a couple things that's just going to show, even if you can kind of feel like put on or act like you are, because a lot of this is an act. Okay. It's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
acting. But what happens is that when you're willing to talk openly about the thing that you refuse to release to anybody, when you're willing to talk openly about that to somebody,
Yeah.
and you're willing to release the information, because see, that's your truth in
Yeah.
that place. Even
Mm-hmm.
if it's something that you really don't know, but you've always thought about, that's your truth in that place. So therefore, you're still kind of stuck in that place. Even if you kind of move on past that place and go to your sacrum and you put all that energy there, where you're still really dealing with stuff in the root. Now, if you kind of think
Yeah.
about, I'm just talking the root and the sacrum, well, go to your stomach area. That's a
Mm-hmm.
problem there. Where does that come
Absolutely.
from? You see
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Did you already have that? Were you given that by the time, at certain ages, by the energies? Or did that come possibly from as attachments from another place in space that's inside of you, because the DNA carries all the information and the ancestors?
Right. Absolutely.
We continue to regenerate even through them, and they're still inside of us.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So therefore, until you come to knowing this, so if there was an ancestor or an angel that came before you, that was in your genealogy, that would have a let's just say really had have an overindulgence of eating, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Now that same organism, that information is stored inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
So that if that's inside of you, and that's something that you didn't know nothing about, then this is a way you can begin to control that, when you just start to think about yourself, that you don't have to take someone else's energies once you come into awareness of it.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
once you come into awareness of it, and I'm gonna pause right here. Once you come into awareness of it, you can begin the clearing out of it, because you can begin
Yes.
to speak it out, and it comes
Mm-hmm.
out just that
Mm-hmm.
easy. So if you
Absolutely.
and so you do it first with yourself, and then you find you a neighbor. You can never love your neighbor before you love thyself. Love thyself and you love thy neighbor, but you can never love your neighbor until you first begin to see, know, understand, have mercy on yourself. Then the clearing process happens, and you start to go up.
Absolutely. That's really, really good. Absolutely. For those of you that just came on, we're talking about chakras of my guest Harold, And right now we're talking about, we touch on the root chakra, which is the first chakra. And that root chakra, just to do a little recap for all of you that are listening and that may have just tuned on, the root chakra is about security, survival, and foundation of your life. And one way you know that um, it's blocked or there's an unbalance in it, it can show up as depression in your life, or it also can show up as an insecurity. Like you all of a sudden start to feel insecure, or you all of a sudden start feeling depressed about something. And if there's too much of that chakra, that root chakra energy, it can also show up as you just being fearless. You know, you have this fearlessness about you without having any type of precautions that are necessary, that you should necessarily have. And then, and you, just like you hoard this fearlessness unto yourself because you need to feel more secure about your life. But in actuality, you're still dealing with some insecurity all along. And so therefore, that's some of the ways you can know, that you would know that you have that particular chakra blocked. And that's, my guest Harold stated, you cannot move on. You cannot move forward. You know, you're stuck. And you're stuck in that place of depression and insecurity and fearlessness, and you don't know how to get out. And you need someone to come along to help you unblock these chakras. And but if you were to take this to the somewhere else and ask them, of course they're going to demonize it and tell you that you have a demon and that you're demon possessed and you've gotten hold to something and you've come in contact with somebody and somebody has done some type of white magic or black magic over you, and it has nothing to do with any of those things. You just have a chakra that needs to be unblocked, and you need to find someone that understands and that's familiar with that can help you unblock that chakra, right? And so this has been really, really good. And so we're going to talk about now, what are some of the benefits of unblocking your chakra? We're going to talk about just the root chakra. We're going to stick with that one. What are some of the benefits for unblocking the root chakra?
Well, you can move, you can live, you can start to breathe and have your being. Okay, so you've been on the human side. I've been on my Harold side, human. Now I'm on the being side. Well, who is that? That's God
Yeah,
and you.
absolutely.
And so the
Absolutely.
human and the being comes together and is as one. Okay.
Absolutely. That's very,
inside
very
of
good.
inside of you. It's just, and if you have to get a visual, it's just your left and right hemisphere of your brain coming together. That's it. Just that easy. And when
Absolutely.
and you can really start to make sense of a lot of things about this life. And you got to be kind of honest and truthful. So you can get those chakras unblocked, so you can get these downloads, so you can
That's
start to
the key.
understand,
Yes.
all of it.
That's very key at what you just said, that you have to be truthful. And you have to be truthful with yourself, first of all. You have to be honest that you have something that's going on with you. Um, can chakras affect your body, or can they affect your health? Can a block chakra affect your health? Absolutely. It can affect your organs, your bones, your joints, your tissues, that are near that. It can affect every aspect of who you are. You know, it has been said that, psychology have said that, an imbalance or a block chakra may cause emotional imbalance, and that emotional imbalance can lead to anger, sadness, fear, and indecisiveness. So yes, having your chakras or having blocked chakras can affect every aspect of your life. And one of the things that Hero said so very well, and I'm going to paraphrase it in my own words, but it'll stop you from operating or walking or seeing yourself as divine, as sovereign, as gods in the earth, as manifested spirit beings in the earth. It can stop you from vibrating at a high level of frequency, and it'll keep you at this low place. And we always want to vibrate at a high level frequency. So with that being said, we're going to talk about vibrations. I think that's just kind of like our segue into talking about vibrations. So can you explain to us about vibrations, and what does that mean? And what does
Yes.
that look like?
Mhm. Okay, so okay, vibrations, and what I'm going to do to make it really easy, I'll just make it in terms of what we know here. Okay, so
Okay.
vibrations. Think of the vibration radio. I don't know what the not the FM station that everyone listens to down there, but let's just say we all tune in to the FM station. Okay,
Yes.
so I'm you listening at that FM station, I'm listening at that FM station, and even if we're on different sides of the town, we can still rock to that FM station
Mhm.
knowing that we're on that FM station. So we're really kind of connected, right?
Yes.
There's a sound, there's a tone that we're connected by, as we're both on the same frequency. Okay. So when you
Mhm.
start to get on the same frequency, see, you can't begin to get on the same frequency with anybody till you know
Yes.
yourself.
Say that again, please.
You got to know yourself first. No,
Yes, absolutely.
nothing is really ever going to work out for you the way you really want it to. Honestly, till you know yourself.
Mhm.
Even if
Yes,
even if it looks like it's not working out, it's always working out. I,
absolutely.
it's just in your mind. You say that, oh no, it's not working out because
Mhm.
you don't feel like it's supposed to go that way. No, it's supposed
Mhm.
to go that way, and you're supposed
Mhm.
to just be okay with it.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I'm sorry,
Absolutely.
I don't even know if I even answered the question. Oh my
You
goodness.
did. You did. You answered the question. That was really good. That I agree with you 100%. That
Yeah.
was, yeah, that was really, really good. And
So yeah, the vibration. So what happened with me? I began to understand. See, I can go back and I saw the lifetimes. Okay, but I just
mhm,
remember. I don't see the scenes of them. There are people in the earth that see scenes. I don't see scenes. I just know the vibration of it. And the
mhm,
reason why I know is because I've been able to bring something back that I know.
mhm,
And so that's why I'm so thankful for you because see, there's a tone that I hear, and it's a tone that knows.
mhm,
And so when friends come together, friends help friends, and because you know a tone from
mhm.
another space and place that you start to
Mhm.
remember. That's why Jesus kept saying, "Remember, remember, do this in the remembrance, not of me, but of you."
Yes.
That's yeah. They put they kind of twisted some things up, and it kind of causes us to be programmed and miswired and misfiring and all this stuff. We're not
Mhm.
connected. So
Yeah.
we got to get connected, and there has to be people like you that have shows like this that are really helping people and showing them what to do. So you would invest in that. You would really invest.
Mhm.
If you knew there was a teacher, you would invest. So this is the place to invest in right here. Because this
Mhm.
is going to bring you some truth that you never heard
Yes.
and make you see
Absolutely.
some things that you never saw and
Mhm.
feel something from your soul that knows everything. So
Yes.
therefore, the vibration of it, when you connect with yourself, you could connect with what I'm saying
Mhm.
and you can hear me and feel me, and I'm not even touching you, but yet
Mhm.
I'm touching you because we're connected.
All right. That's very good. That's very, very good. And when you think about vibration, I think about the universe operates or move off of vibration energy and sound. And vibration deals with phonetics, deals with the sound or relating to speech sounds, but it also deals with a person's emotional state and then the atmosphere of a place. And we can say the place is a physical place, or we can say the place within yourself. And you can also associate vibrations with objects because I believe that everything in the universe vibrates at a certain frequency. I think we said on the broadcast last week or either the week before that your computer is vibrating. If you're using your phone to listen to this broadcast, that's a vibration. If you're sitting on your sofa or your bed or your desk or wherever you are, everything in that room is vibrating. Grass vibrates, but the human being, us as being human and spirit beings, we vibrate at the highest level frequency. And we're supposed to vibrate at the frequency of love, which is 582 megahertz. And then there's another vibration with the chakra vibration, which is 482 megahertz. And so everything in the world, in the universe, vibrates based off of the sound, as you just stated very well, the tone in which we are communicating. You can hear the tones. When I'm listening and I'm listening to people such as yourself, Harold, and other people that are on this similar frequency, I can hear those similar vibrations, or I can feel that vibration coming from the words that they're speaking. And another thing I think is important to understand, that our words send out a vibration into the universe, and everything corresponds and correlates around that which we are speaking. So if we're speaking negativity, everything that's around is going to have a ripple effect from, it doesn't matter what it is. Everything is going to be ripple affected by what we're speaking, be it positive or be it negative, because vibrations again means phonetics, and it also deals with speech, and speech deals with the sound. And so everything vibrates at a vibrational frequency is what I'm trying to say. And so that's some good stuff. That's very, very, very good and rich stuff that we just talked about. And if you're just now tuning in on tonight, I'm going to invite you again to invite your family, invite your friends, invite someone else to tune in and listen. If you have any comments that you want for us to see, leave them in the comment section of this broadcast tonight. Or if you have a question, I want you to go ahead and get your questions ready for my guest Harold to answer for you on this evening. You can ask your question right there in the comment section, and both Harold and I both can see those questions. I believe he'll be able to see them as well. And so we're going to go to the next thing while people are perhaps maybe they're typing their questions in the box. And another thing, I want you to just let Harold know that you are enjoying the broadcast on tonight. Go ahead and give him some stars. Send him over some gifts, because they allow you to send, gifts to let the people know that you are really, truly enjoying the broadcast. Go ahead and bless him by doing that. I think that's a way of sowing back into his life. We're not asking anyone to sow any money here on this evening, but if you want to be a blessing to him, go ahead and give him some stars, and just to let him know that this has been a tremendous blessing. And so we wanted to talk about Reiki. Can you explain Reiki for us? But at the end, I'm going to have you to do what we talked about before with the chakras and teaching us how to go in and do our own meditation. So you guys stay tuned for that, because that's going to come at the end.
Yes. Okay. So Reiki, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get as close to the actual definition of it, because I know a lot of times we still wouldn't probably go look it up. Yeah. And the word is spelled R-E-I-K-I, just in case you do want to look it up. But what I want to do is I'm going to explain kind of exactly what the dictionary version is, just because that's kind of a universal perception when we read it. So, and it goes something like, it's a healing technique, based on principle that that the therapist can channel energy into the patient by means of touch. Okay. By means of touch to activate the natural healing. Look at that part, the natural healing processes of the patient body and restore physical and emotional well-being. But the reason why I said natural healing, because that kind of looks like what Jesus said. He said, physician, or say your name, heal yourself. That's what the Bible told us to do. So yes. you can't really get mad at Jesus, because even if we didn't read no more of the Bible, just read what Jesus said. That's it, and understand it, and that'll start to wake everybody up. Everybody, forget everything else. Forget everything else. It don't even matter. Just look at what Jesus said. That's it. And then life changes immediately. Get with people that know what Jesus said, and then see if they're modeling what Jesus did.
That's the thing. That's really good.
Can you model what Jesus did? See, one of the things is that I had to figure out, prophet. I'm sorry I said that, but you are one. Okay. And I'm confirming that. She didn't say it. That's what the scripture said. It says, don't, Proverbs 27:2, it says, hey, let another person speak on your behalf. You don't have to do it. Because
Mm-hmm.
if it's be true, if it weren't true, I would have never said it. So I'm a
Mm-hmm.
witness to what I see or the testimony.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes in witness and testimony, which is an agreement in this earth realm. So 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 Jesus, he tells the people exactly what to do. Heal yourself. But you can't heal yourself if you're blocked.
Yes,
If you
absolutely.
don't know, if you're not connected, if you have not
Absolutely.
walk through the dark night of the soul inside of you to
Yes,
see and go
absolutely.
down in the root and see these fearful places of judgment of other people's that you never got
Mm-hmm.
out, that you
Mm-hmm.
never released.
To
Okay.
tap into that right there. You said that before, and it kind of went past me. But tap into that. Go a little bit further into that. You said the other places of other people that are
Yeah.
inside yourself that you never got
Yeah.
out. Go deeper
Well,
with
yeah.
that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. So let's go past the root and let's go
Mhm.
backwards. Well,
Yes.
remember I said you came from somewhere for. So
Yep.
if you have a birthmark, that's an immediate knowing that you lived another lifetime. Okay, and in
Hmm.
that particular place is usually
Wait,
how
wait,
you
wait.
died in a one
For the people
lifetime.
that's wait, for the people that's listening, okay, I know you heard what he just said. Don't be afraid. Don't turn us off. Repeat it again. That means
Okay.
you lived another lifetime. I like it. I'm all for it because I agree and I teach the same thing. So go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's the thing. You know, your birthmark really has nothing really to do with this lifetime. Well, that's at least
Yes.
one indicator right there that you lived another lifetime and something
Yes.
happened in that very place right there in another lifetime. And you brought it over
Mm,
here.
mm, mm, mm,
It's a patch. It's a patch to let you know, help you to remember.
yes.
Remember. The whole life is about remembering, but we can't remember nothing. We're so
Mhm.
programmed with this TV. We're programmed with
Come
the
on
food.
here.
Come on, come
Yes.
on, come on. Wake up, wake up,
Yes.
wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. That's what the
Yes.
whole waking up thing is all about. We've been asleep under a
Hmm.
spell. No, go
Hmm.
inside and you can come from under the rock. You got to go
Hmm.
back inside of yourself.
Yes.
You gotta check out those root chakras. You gotta check out that sacrum. You gotta go back in your history, his
Hmm.
story, his story or her story. Come
Hmm.
on. Just go backwards. When you begin to go backwards, you begin to know yourself. Okay, you got to
That's
feel
good stuff.
vibrationally, and you got to get with people that can take you backwards, that can see
That's
so
good
you can
stuff.
start to see yourselves. Because the whole
Mhm.
thing is not really about anybody else. It's just about what you know about you. And how are
Say
you
that
going to make
again.
the world better when you come into a
Yes.
knowing of you? But you can't
Yes.
do none of these things until you totally know you. Well, how do you
Hmm.
know you? You got to get with people that know you. And that's why you have to stick with my friend, Angela Irving, because trust me, she's going to bring you the unadulterated truth about your life. Please hear me.
That's good stuff. That's some good stuff you just said there. That's good. I hope that you all caught what he just said. Your birthmark is an indication that you have lived this life before. Yes, that pretty much basically just said in simplest forms, we're talking about reincarnation. You've lived this life before. There are previous life cycles.
Can I?
And go ahead.
I just need to say something really, really quick. Church
Mhm.
history. I'm giving you some actual church history. I went to Shaw Divinity School. Church history. There was a man named oh gosh Justinian. Justinian. He was over the church in the years of 527, maybe to 627. Real quick story. Justinian had a wife named Theodora. Look it up. Look it up. Please look it up.
Mhm.
Theodora went to Justinian was over the church at this time.
Mhm.
Theodora went to go see a soothsayer. They didn't call them witches at that time. They call them soothsayers.
Mhm.
Theodora goes to see a soothsayer. Well, guess what the soothsayer tells Theodora, who is Justinian's wife, and Justinian is over the church. This is a real life story. The
Mhm.
soothsayer tells Theodora, you were a witch in the former life.
Mm, 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 mm,
Woo!
mm.
Woo! This now watch this. Y'all gonna love this. Y'all gonna love this. I don't even care if you ain't. Theodora immediately runs home to her husband, Justinian, who's over the church of the world.
Mm-hmm.
She tells her husband, Justinian, at once, Justinian, you have to stop the teaching of reincarnation in the codex.
Yes.
Because if you don't, people will
Mm-hmm.
know. They will
Yes.
know that they were something in another life. At
Yes.
this point,
Yes. Yes.
Justinian listens to his Jezebel tell him what to do, wife. Listen to me for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Because because he instead of telling the truth, whew, oh, instead of telling the truth, because she didn't like what she saw and what she heard, she calls all of us to not know up into
Mm-hmm.
this moment right here that you're going to
Mm-hmm.
come into enlightenment. If you feel what I'm saying from your soul, look it
Absolutely.
up.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
stopped teaching reincarnation back then. If we would have learned that early on, we would not be where we are right now, because we would
Absolutely.
know to go backwards in order to know what we're doing right now and why we're doing what we're doing right now.
Absolutely.
It'll all start
Absolutely.
to make sense. I'm going to pause right there. I'm talking a
Absolutely.
lot.
That's good stuff. I'm going to back up what he said. I have a story too of a young boy that one day he was playing. He may have been about the age of 5, 6, and he was just playing by himself. And his mother noticed that he was talking with someone. And she asked, who are you talking to? And he was like, my friend. And then she asked, what was the friend's name? So he gave her the name. And so this went on for some time. And he said, she asked him again, who are you referring to when you talk about this woman? He said, this woman, who is this woman that you're talking about, that you see so vividly, but none of us can see her. And none of us know who she is. And he said, that woman is me. And so she was
Mm,
taken aback by that when he said that the woman was me. She said, well, what do you mean? So she took the child to go get evaluated, of course, because, that's what the typical thing a parent would do, when the child said that this woman was you, what was them. And so she took the child to get the child examined, and the doctor said, there's nothing wrong with the boy. You need to listen to what the boy is saying to you, and perhaps maybe there's something into it. So she brought the child back home, and the boy began to still tell her, that he was this woman. And so she asked him to go ahead and explain to her, give her more detail about this story. And so he began to tell her, he said, well, I was that woman in a former life. And she said, well, what happened to the woman? And he told her, he said, well, in my previous life, I died in a house fire.
yeah,
I died and I jumped out the window and I died, and I came back to you again in this life as a boy.
yeah.
And the mother asked the young boy, well, where did the lady live at? Where did you live at this time? And he said, Chicago. So she did some research. She searched it out. The boy was no more than, I think, between the ages of 4 and 6. So he was a young kid. They didn't have the internet back at that time. So she did research. The story matches to the T. There was a woman just jumped out of a house fire, and she died to her death. She jumped out of a house fire to her death, and she was in Chicago. She was a white woman, and but then they, the story concluded, that the lady had died. And so she looked at the boy. She said, because he put the picture, she bought the picture of the woman and said the picture of the woman, because she took a clipping and she said that picture and another picture, and I think maybe two other pictures, to see if the boy can pick the woman out of the clipping of who he was. He picked the lady out, said, that's me right there. And the mother was like, oh my God. And he said, yeah, that's me. I'm that woman. But I came back to you
Mm,
as a little boy because I knew you needed to have a son.
mm,
So that's to back up your story about reincarnation.
yeah.
All of us have had a previous life. And as what my guest said, Harold said tonight, if you go back and you have to do that, you have to have the dark night of the soul. You have to do your own shadow work. You can't be blaming stuff that happened to you too, on your mother, your father. No, you're responsible for everything. You can't blame something on Satan. Satan does not exist, but you do. And you need to take responsibility for your own life and find out what is happening to you or what has happened to you over the course of your lifetime. Why are you the way in which you are? Why do you act the way in which you are? Why did you choose the canvas or the avatar that you choose to come into this earth? Why are you, your personality is the way in which it is. When you begin to trace it back and you begin to go do that backwards path on your own life and to sit with yourself, because you're going to have to sit with yourself to discover all of these things, you probably will be amazed at what you find. And it will give you a lot of answers that you're going to pastors and you're going to all these different people to give you the answers for. You'll get them when you sit with your own self. I got a lot of answers about myself and about people that were closely related to me or closely related to me in the present tense now. I have a lot of answers about them and myself and our relationship. But I had to do the work. It's not going to come, by me wishing, hoping, and thinking, or just, having faith and believing, or going to church and listening to the same messages that's telling you to, worship God afar versus worshiping yourself, going within yourself because you are the temple. You'll never find the answers that way. I'm telling you, friends, that are listening to me now, you're going to find the answers by going within yourself and doing, the dark work, the shadow work, and the dark night of the soul, and just sitting and just unwrapping, just taking it one day at a time. You don't have to do it overnight. It's not going to happen for you overnight. Maybe for some of you probably will. You'll get your answer overnight. But for me, it took a series of me sitting with myself, of me doing the work. Good stuff. You have anything you want to interject?
Yeah, I do. This is probably going to blow the whole top off right here. And I just want to thank you for the opportunity to, do you usually close down in an hour? Because I want to make sure I go fast if you need to
I do,
close
but
down.
if we go over, it's okay. I
It's
do
okay.
normally go. Yeah, I do normally go for an hour. People can come in and out at their discretion. So, but
Right.
I don't want to go too far over the hour though.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna just say this, and well, the thing is this. Now, this is probably one of the most interesting things. So, I recently, just kind of backed a little up, backed up from social media. Um, and but I kind of I met some people,
Mm-hmm.
and these people, they would describe themselves as witches, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm from a church background, pastored, and I mean the bio was read. Well, when you go through a rebirth in this earth, and you gone through it because you know that you're divine masculine and divine feminine. I just
Right.
happen to take the avatar of a male, okay?
Right. Mm-hmm.
But inside of me there's a divine masculine, divine feminine. Well, those energies inside of you have to come into equilibrium with
Yes.
self. So
Mm-hmm.
it does, like, so whatever you come up against or come to or whatever situation, you begin to find out in this earth, it's really just a decision on what emotion you take for that, or thought,
Absolutely.
or whatever. You're
Mm-hmm.
in control. You can be in the driver's seat if you come into awareness of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing really dictates you like it's been dictating you, or makes you do this, or nothing's real. What's really making you do that? Who is that? What's
Right.
controlling you? So
Mm-hmm.
whatever's controlling you, you need to get back in control. And it's not even
Absolutely.
it's really just being yourself. We've been human doing, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just human being. Just be. The Beatles sung it. Yeah, that's one of the most beautiful songs that they've sung. You should listen to that song tonight. Let it be. Let it be.
Yes.
Let it be.
Absolutely.
Listen to that old Beatles song. Just let it be. The becoming. That's what Michelle Obama becoming. She wrote the book Becoming. So you're human being. You learn the human side. So why don't you just learn the be
Mm-hmm.
or be?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you're
Absolutely.
in process of understanding. So this is the thing, real quick. So I met these witches, and they really were kind to me. They were a lot kinder to me than some church people I know.
Mm-hmm.
They were really kind, and they said, "What gifts do you have?" And I said, "Oh, they said, "No, what gifts do you have?" And I told them I went back in lifetimes, and I understand
Mm-hmm.
vibrationally, and
Mm-hmm.
I know in the moment, and I can do the Reiki is heal with touch, but I do
Yes.
heal without touch, even through
Yeah.
distance. I don't have to be there. A woman in Denver, her eyes were healed and she could
Mm-hmm.
see, and people witnessed it on the phone. And
Mm-hmm.
she screamed, and that's how I knew. I heard the scream. There was a sound that I heard.
Mm-hmm.
Once I heard it, I knew it. It was there. So I met these witches, and they're really nice people. And I'm just getting to know them, but they're really nice people, and they really do have power. See,
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, difference with the church and people that the church demonizes. The people that the church demonizes, even if they are working in a darker side, they got power. A lot of
Yes, they do.
a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things happening in church. That's kind of emotional, and I'm not saying
Mm-hmm.
it's not a high emotion, but we're really not seeing power. I told
Yes.
Bishop Carlton Pearson that what's so instrumental about him is the fact that he's when he did his Azusa musical after what happened in Azusa on Azusa Street. But I told him that time was coming back because there's a collective agreement coming together, and when that comes, the harness of the power shows up, and people can be healed instantly,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like the scripture actually said. And so,
Mm-hmm.
therefore, collective agreement says that once you come into a knowing of yourself, once physician heal thyself, you can see that other people are healed because it happened to you and you know what to do.
Yes.
Okay. So you have to be able to go backwards to begin to know your lifetimes. So who can
Yeah.
take you backwards? Or are you willing to go? Or are you blocked from even thinking that far? What is
Yes.
that blocks you or stops
Mm-hmm.
you? And that's your
Mm-hmm.
mountain or your giant that has to fall and move out the way so you can go back,
Absolutely.
so you can understand now. So I brought lifetimes into the present moment, so I
Mm-hmm.
remember. And that's
Mm-hmm.
and so nevertheless, they accepted me. Long story short, they accepted me. Just beautiful people, and they're really interested in just bringing things together to change the world. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited about. I'm really excited about and I just met a lot of people that just weren't necessarily in church or Christians
Yeah.
that are tired of the phony baloney. They're waking up.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Absolutely. We're seeing that. We're seeing a mass awakening that's happening right now. In the world in which we live in, people are coming out of, the phony, the fakeness, the frauds, um, all the illusion, the masquerades, all of that, which the religion has dealt us. We've been dealt a hand. We've been dealt a hand, and but it's left up to us how we choose to play that, how we choose to play those cards. You can play them, for all your life to be the victim of religion or your cultural environment, society, or you can play it as a victor, and you can win in this. You can overcome everything you've been in your that has been given to you in religion. You have to deconstruct and unlearn the things you've learned while in there. And again, I'm going to reiterate a lot of things that we were told that were demonic or that we demonized or that was demonized. It's not that at all. Totally not. So now I'm going to open up for those of you that are listening, and you just now tuned in. Thank you so much for joining. I see a couple of people are saying that in the thread that they have just now tuned in. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. We're talking about chakra vibrations and Reiki. If you are here for the first time, welcome to the broadcast. I am your host, Angela White Irvin. This is Evolve with Angela, Mind, Body, and Soul. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section. Otherwise, if you don't have any questions, I'm going to allow or have Harold just to give his contact information, how you can reach out to him, and tell you about any products that he has coming out or that he has right now, or anything that he's doing, and send you his invites to be a part of what he's doing. He's a dynamic presenter. He studies, he researches, and I can assure you what you heard on tonight. If you invite him to your events, you will be absolutely tremendously enlightened by what he will bring and deliver. And I'm sure it will resonate with all that will be in attendance. So we don't have any questions. Harold, you can go ahead and share with everyone how they can get in contact with you.
Thank you so much to the most awesome podcast in the land that's going to change the world right here. Um, but yeah, listen, this is the thing. When I stepped aside, I never say I stepped down from the pulpit. When I stepped aside, I lost everything I had. Because my church was my main, that's how I got paid.
Mhm.
I went to school for that. I invested my whole life in this.
Mhm.
And then I came to the truth and I'm like, I cannot take this money from the church. Um, I have to figure something else out. I can't keep preaching what they're thinking because that's a lie and that's not the truth. And I can't know what I know and
Mhm.
continue this. So I had to step aside. And
Mhm.
so therefore I had to create something. I said, universe, God, spirit, whoever you are. I
Mhm.
said, show me something that will help me to make money because I know I'm getting ready to go through a tough time. So he gave me
Yeah.
divine self-discovery. That's all I have. That's what I've been put here for, is to help people to remember. I can take you back in lifetimes vibrationally. We can get to any answer that you want in real time. I do this for my business. It's at www.haroldtimberlake.com. Any kind of sickness, anything, it doesn't even matter. We can go anywhere. It doesn't matter. Just give me the opportunity and don't fight me in your spirit. Let's get to the answer and we can get everything you need. And whatever time that
Mhm.
we set up for, that's how I get paid. I just got a new job in Silver Spring. I have to learn a lot of information, but what I can do, what I'm perfected to do, and why I was sent here is www.haroldtimberlake.com. That's my divine self-discovery, and that's where we do transformational thinking. So I get you from one side of your thinking to the other. Easy. It doesn't take long. If you the only time it takes a little longer is when someone fights me. You don't, and I,
Mhm.
I ask people, please don't fight me. I'm just going to tell you the truth about something that you want to know, and it doesn't take long. And so we can get right to answers that you always wanted to know. You want to talk to other people, they'll answer you, okay? Because it's just energy. I have a body, Angela, you have a body, but maybe let's just say my uncle that passed 2 months ago, his energy, we all have energies. You have energy, I have energy, he has energy, but his
Mhm.
avatar is gone, but the energy still exists, okay?
Right.
So
Mhm.
therefore, when it's easy, and I teach people how to talk to. I mean, it's not even hard. It's a gift given, and you deserve to have it. And this is
Yes.
what the church, that's why I say the church was on it's just a lot of demon. There's a lot of things in the church that weren't told. The truth wasn't told. And
Mhm.
that's why that's kind of messed us up. But we can't demonize the church, the mosque. Everyone's doing the best they can because a
Yeah.
lot of people don't know. Even what's
Right.
happening in Israel right now, they're doing they don't know. They're fighting over something that if they only knew. People are dying for a reason that because somebody didn't tell the truth. That's why.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so we're getting to the truth in this season. And thank you so much. Thank you for everything. I mean, I adore you. I appreciate you. You're getting ready to see um, literally your heaven for your business, everything you desire. Because, and I want you to hear me if I can leave this last point. If you're
Mhm.
connected to Angela Irvin, if you're connected to this podcast, marching orders are going to go out from this podcast right here to the world, okay? To the world. And you really want to invest right here because this is a gold mine. You can't Miles Monroe said something. I love to quote this. People
Mhm.
probably get tired of me saying it, but Miles Monroe said, and I'm quoting as close as I can get, you got to see it before you see it. So I want you to see something. And Angela Irvin, she has a wealth of wisdom that she brought from another lifetime.
Mhm.
And she can
Right.
bring it into the present moment for your life. She's going
Mhm.
to tell you the truth. You know how they say on the one show, the lie detector determined they were telling a lie or the truth. Well, guess what? I'm just confirming the lie detector determines she's telling the truth. Please hear how I
Mhm.
said it. So if she can
Mhm.
bring you information in present day moments and talk to you and help you to do something, you want to tap into that because guess who that is? That's God in a female's body. I'm sorry if that just offended you. Be offended. It doesn't matter. I just told you the truth. Just
Absolutely.
because that's what Jesus said. I am the way, the truth, and the life.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get to the high place in the crown chakra unless you come by this way.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna stop right there.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Good stuff. Come on, guys. Let's give him some applause and just let him know that we totally appreciate you tonight for everything that you brought to us tonight. We are honored. And excuse me, we are honored. And we are grateful for you and just your method of delivery. It was absolutely stupendous. And we can tell that you are well versed and that you are a researcher, you are a studier. If I can quote something from the Bible, it tells us that we are to study to show our own self approved, not someone else, not to impress someone else with how much knowledge we have, but studying to me is to shift me into a whole nother paradigm. And it is to sharpen who I am. And it's not necessarily to prove a point to someone else, but to make me better, to fine tune this instrument that I am. So tonight, if you are tuned in and you have tapped in, you heard us talk about the chakras, vibration, and Reiki. And if you could take anything away from this broadcast on tonight, one of the things that we dealt with was about the root chakra and how to know that it's blocked and how you can unblock it. And I hope that you grab some nuggets from that on this evening. We wanted to go in and do just not necessarily a guided meditation, but just walking you through how to clear out your own chakras, and you can do your own meditation from what was said on tonight. And one way you know that they are blocked is if you're dealing with depression and insecurity. And fearlessness is how you can know that you have too much energy in that particular chakra, the root chakra. And you have this fearlessness where you don't even have any type of precautionary or discretion with it. And the truth behind all of that is because you don't feel secure. You're doing it to feel more secure. And having a chakra that's unbalanced, a block, can affect everything in your life, can affect the people that are closest to you, can affect your organs, can affect your tissue. It can affect every member of your body. So it's imperative that you do that. It is imperative for you to unblock your chakra so you can connect yourself back to your divinity. So you can begin to see yourself as being a sovereign being in the earth and a God walking the earth. There's nothing that's above you that's stopping you. The only thing that will stop you or that will prohibit you is yourself. And we all have to do the work on ourselves. We all have to go through the dark night of the soul. We all have to do that um, shadow work and to bring in the light and to disrupt the darkness so that the light can be illuminated in us. We want the entire world. We want to light up the entire world. And we first have to light up our entire world before we can do that externally. So it has been a good pleasure for me on tonight to have Harold with me to just share from what's within him. He gave from within himself. Reach out to him on some of his social media outlets. I don't know if he gave those outlets, but he is on Instagram as well as Facebook. He's on
Not
Instagram
Facebook.
at, oh, I'm sorry, not Facebook. He's on Instagram at Divine Self Discovery.
Yeah.
And on Twitter, he can be reached at T Lake 06. I would say that again, Instagram, IG, Divine Self Discovery, and Twitter at T Lake 06. Again, you can reach him at www.haroldtimberlake.com. If you would like to reach out to us, and if you know anyone else that would like to be a guest, or you want to share this information with someone else because you believe they would be an excellent guest for the show, you can reach us at admin, ADMIN, at AngelaWhiteUrban.com. If you personally want to connect with me and have me to be a guest on your show, or you're looking for me as a mentor, or you're looking to be coached, I'm just like Harold. I'm here to help you and to impact your life. I have a website too. You can reach that at www.angelawhiteurban.com. And you can learn more about me. You can see more about what I do. I do intuitive readings, help you trace back and to clear out your chakras, among other things. I'm going to allow those of you that want to connect, I'm going to give you that email address to connect with me, and that is info, I-N-F-O, at AngelaYurban.com. I am on Instagram at I am Angela Yvonne. I have a Facebook public page, which is Angela White Urban. You can connect with me on there. Harold, thank you so much for being here with me. I can't say that enough.
Yes.
Thank you
I
for
just
being here.
I just want to say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm literally giving you a big virtual hug. And also one more time to everyone listening, listen, give me an opportunity. Give me an opportunity to work with you, to take you back, to connect with you. Just give me that opportunity. It'll be a blessing both for you and I. And
Absolutely.
let's just learn to be friends, because we're coming into a time that we're going to really need to know who our friends are, so they can, those that, because this is the thing, and I didn't say this, all of us have these puzzle pieces, and we have to kind of put them together. Okay, so we had these different experiences before we start the process of waking up. So you bring your experiences to the table so you can start to put the puzzle pieces together on the pure side, so you can begin to manifest victory. It's the same story in Genesis 11 when they had to go and confuse the language. We haven't understood the language until now. The way that you know the language is you got to know the tone inside of the person. The
Mhm.
person, listen for the tone. And if you're close enough to them, look in their eyes and listen at their tone, you'll know everything you need to know. I just needed to
Absolutely.
say that. Thank you so much. I love you. I can't wait to maybe one day you'll bring me back on soon again.
Absolutely. We'll definitely have you come back on as a guest again. I just want to tell those that are listening to be your authentic self. Do you know that when you are at your resting phase, that your body vibrates at 200 watts? Your energy is at 200 watts. And when you're up, like moving around in your house or working on your computer, your energy is at 300 watts. And when you're running, you're at 2,000 watts. I don't know if you ever heard the song by Michael Jackson. He wrote a song called 2000 Watts. Take a listen to it. Michael Jackson, people thought that he was, whatever, crazy or whatever, but the man had some knowledge. We, our energy is at 2,000 watts. That's when we're working out, exercising. But in your resting state, just think about that. Your energy is at 200 watts. That to me is fascinating. So thank you so
Can
much for tuning.
can
Yes.
I say this one last? You brought something up. You brought it up when you said something. This is how it works for me. So Michael Jackson, when we see a Michael Jackson, he came from another lifetime, which means the way he perfected it in this one, he did it before. So a
Yeah.
lot of times what happens is that when you go into a knowing, you can bring whatever you perfected in another lifetime into now. So therefore I can go
Yes.
backwards or forwards, or I can walk a person through their healing because I remember what I did before. So when you see excellence at its best, like in this particular 3D realm, that means they brought it from another lifetime. They remember. Now, they might not totally remember in consciousness because of what they have to deal with as far as the industry, but they know, and they put it all in their gift and they perfect it. And so whatever area you're operating in perfection in, like you do it at the highest level, like better than everyone else, you did that in another lifetime. And I just wanted to give everyone that because that's going to help you to begin to connect the tie that binds between this life and other lifetimes with an S.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And as always, I love you and have a good evening.